Hi, welcome along to the 4 Minute Clinic Live. I am Dr. Marianne Trent, and this is your daily prescription for better mental health. Let's think about trauma today. Let's think about the fact that every day people go through things which can feel scary, which might feel traumatic, but aren't internalized, aren't stored as trauma. And what makes the difference? Because, of course, people do go through awful things every day and do then go on to develop symptoms of PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. So, what the difference is that makes the difference is often about how much control somebody had at the time, whether they were able to tap into their innate urges to get away, or to fight off. So to use those fight, flight, freeze, flop strategies that make the most sense to them at that time. But also, of course, we know that whether people are able to process their experiences afterwards by talking through them or thinking through them can be really key as to whether or not somebody develops symptoms of PTSD. So what can be really useful is looking at strategies people use to allow them to cope. And that might be strategies of control. That might be strategies of using alcohol or drugs, either medicated, prescribed or unprescribed, to allow them to cope, to change the way they feel so that they can then cope with what they are experiencing. So that is about control. And whether people feel like they want to limit their world, make it smaller, make it more predictable because things felt so overwhelming and things felt so out of control at the time of trauma. So minimizing the world and saying no to things or refusing to do certain things can also be a way that people kind of try to grab for control in a world that suddenly feels scary, out of control, and unpredictable. Another one might be looking at either eating more than they would usually eat or eating less than they would usually eat, because as children learn from a very young age, controlling what goes into their mouth is a key form of control. And if you were a parent, you absolutely will know that, the throwing on the floor or the not being hungry, which is absolutely okay, but parents can get really freaked out about that, worrying that children aren't going to sleep and all of that jazz if they haven't eaten. So control, it makes sense, at a time in our lives when we felt we didn't have control, it makes sense that we would then look to control things more. We can absolutely talk about this more in future if this would be helpful. I'd love to know what you think. Have you been through trauma and have you tried to control your world afterwards? If you find these 4 Minute Clinics helpful, please do like, share, connect, follow, tell your friends, comment, and you can also search for the 4 Minute Clinic hashtag and follow it if you are on LinkedIn too. It has been lovely catching up with you, and I hope that you are staying cool in this heat. Take care of yourselves and be kind, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Take care.